Alright, so welcome back to Open Topics, episode 31. Yeah, Open Topics is the comic one. Anime Open Topics is the anime one. So, we have some very interesting stuff that's been announced by Marvel. But first, before we talk about announcements, I just found out apparently that the current volume of Miles Morales Spider-Man, the joke is, we'll give 42 issues, and I heard from a friend of mine, we'll joke, say, we'll make sure that gets 42 issues, but nothing else. And the volume ended. The most recent volume ended after 42 issues. Yes, the Cody Ziegler run is officially finished. After publishing for 3 years. Yeah, that's officially ended. And then I get word from discussing films that, we're getting basically how I found about this is that, we're getting a brand new volume of Miles Morales Spider-Man written by Brian Edward Hill, who the last comic he wrote for Marvel was Blade. That's an interesting choice. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear about this, but that's not the only thing we're having here. We're also having a mini-series that explores what happened between Spider-Man and the Punisher after their first encounter back in Amazing Spider-Man 129. Yeah, here's the cover for it. And you're like, what in the world? Why are we doing this for? Who is asking for this? I mean, the comic is classic. So you're probably thinking, who the heck is writing this? Is it Jerry Conway? Oh, God forbid Marvel allow him to write this. This is written by... I was surprised to see this. So, this was announced 3 days ago. I'm sorry I'm a little late about this. So, this book is written by Dan Abnett. As in the co-creator of the current version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Which apparently we have another Guardians book now called Imperial Guardians, also by him as well. Yes. I'm like, okay. If you're going to explore this era... How about, I don't know, Marvel, contact Jerry Conway. I'm sure he's still on a good basis with you. Oh no, can't do that. So we're also going to get a Rocket Raccoon one-shot this year called Rocket Raccoon Rocket Rewind. Now, you're probably thinking, is Bill Mantz looking at this? Sadly no, but at least there's a reason why, because he's been in hospital since the 90s. J.M. DeMatteis is going to be writing this. Yes, J.M. DeMatteis is written with Shawn McManus on the artwork. Interesting choice, the fact that DeMatteis basically does this, because he, of course, still on good terms with Marvel Comics. He, of course, is healthy. He is just a little older than my dad. I even told us on Twitter once. Very interesting to have him do it. I'm guessing the reason why he agreed to do this because Keith Giffen helped co-create Rocket Raccoon, so that's the reason for that. Also looks like to be a variant cover here by Mike Mignola. Yep, here's a Mike Mignola variant cover. Yeah, I'm sure people will buy that. Let's see. So, we're going to have not one, not two, but 3 crossovers going in the same exact period of time. Right now, of course, we're having Spyro, which, yes, I do know about the famous spoiler, the fact that Paul finally died. Thank you, the writer of that event, for killing off a character that nobody wanted. And he was probably by far, in recent memory, probably the most despised character in Marvel Comics. And of course, I heard about this recently. So, we have a cross between Fantastic Four and X Factor. Not the first time they've done this. So, it's done by Jed MacKay. It's a 5-issue event book. Done by Jed MacKay, of course you'll read this because I read the X book. And Federico Benetti. The cover is done by Carrie Andrews, not a bad choice. So, it's called DNX. I'm like, yeah, it's been a while since I did a cross between Fantastic Four and X-Men. Last one was basically related to whole wiping the memories of, I think it was Reed Richards over the whole mutant power of, I think it was Franklin. Yes. That was simply the reason for it. Yes, so the other 2 events happening this coming summer, because Marvel is pushing 3 events, and they're trying. It seems like they're trying to bankrupt the readers with 3 major events happening over the course of summer. Usually they have 1. This year they have freaking 3. They have DNX, Queen in Black, and Avengers Armageddon. Marvel, slow down. Do we need to have 3 major events happening at the same time? Not really. This is not necessary. I do appreciate the fact that you have Chip Zdarsky writing this, which is great. I've not heard anything who's replacing Jen McCann Avengers. I've not heard anything about that. Let's see. The Alex Ross doing break covers for Marvel Dimensions, which is, I think that's cool. So Queen in Black, is set to start in the month of July, and according to this card I see, we're going to get the Queen in Black miniseries, which is going to be 5 issues. Queen in Black, Defenders of Light and Dark, which is going to be 3 issues. Queen in Black, Venom Unchained, which is going to be 3 issues. A one-shot for Hela. Venom, no surprise, he's getting his own tie-in for this because it's a Venom event. Like, here's basically the cover. So it looks like Thor might be getting his memories back. It is possible that this event basically will get back Thor's memories because he's been without his memories for quite some time. So, Wonder Man is getting a comic book. I know I'm a little late on the news about this, but Wonder Man getting a comic? Like, he hasn't had a comic since like 2007. So that was a miniseries. Yeah. I have no idea why. My only guess is the reason why they gave him one because Disney Plus. Yeah. I do know the fact that this month they did just release the 70 Phillips run for Daredevil, which so I haven't really talked about this one here. So this one I did know about a while ago that 70 Phillips was going to be the writer of Daredevil. In my opinion, this is a smart choice. I thought she was the first female writer to write Daredevil, but I kind of forgot Ann Nocenti basically wrote this. I'm sorry about this, Ann Nocenti. Of course, I really wish I made you personally because you're an awesome writer. Do I think sometimes it's a good choice to write Daredevil? Yes, definitely. She's an amazing writer. I've met her in person. She is awesome. So, her doing Daredevil right now, excellent choice, in my opinion. I haven't read the first issue yet, but yeah. A one-shot, this was announced last month. So, the Hellfire Murder. Who's asking for this? Yeah, seriously. Planet She-Hulk? Yeah, I heard about this one. So, we have a Gam miniseries. Done by Chris Claremont. Yep. It's been a while. He did the last one, which good on him for doing that. It's called Gambit Wanted. Looking forward to reading it. So, apparently they're going to have a special called Fantastic Four First Foes set in the universe of the movie. Let's see. Okay, I did recently find out about the Black Cat book. I need to read it. So, I do know about Deltaverse ending. I know about it a while ago. Spyro, of course. I do know about the crossover. I still need to read. I'm actually behind it. So, apparently in July, this is something I just saw this here, Marvel Comics puts on their Twitter, that the swimsuit specials make a return. Yes, this coming July, and the card by J. Scott Campbell. Good choice. We have S.H.I.E.L.D. I knew about this one too. S.H.I.E.L.D. came back at Pages of Avengers, which I heard this was just going to be Captain America's, but nope, they brought back S.H.I.E.L.D. Not sure why, but they did. Oh yeah, and also Captain America took a break at the 6 issues. Not really sure why. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Jessica Jones has a Red Band book out now, which I need to read it. X United, which I did know about this one. Apparently it's been released. I need to read it. There's a lot of Marvel books I need to read. Because I am severely behind. Like, I think the last new comic I read that came like about 7 months ago, like late last year. So I probably will be catching up. It'll take me a while. So apparently it's called, there's also a one-shot called Meals with Astonish. Okay. Not sure why we have a book like this, but okay. Yes, I do know about the crossovers between Marvel and DC. I know that. Darth Maul, Shadow Maul. Looking forward to that one. I think that's like the only. Yeah, here's something really weird though. Apparently, from what I can tell, all these Star Wars ongoings have all ended, and this Darth Maul book, I think, is like the only book published by Marvel now. Yeah, yeah. So this is another one I found out recently. Bishop is getting a mini series. Yes, written by Sada Aman. Interesting choice. With Mara Center on the artwork. I do love the artwork cover here. I think that's amazing. Bishop, like, you probably think, what's the reason for bringing him and giving him the book? I'm guessing because there's a demand for him. I'm guessing, anyways. Like, he's not featured in any movie that I know of. Nope, not really. So now we also have another limited series called Spider-Man Long Way Home, which features a scene between Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk. Okay. I think it was a limited series called X-Men Outback coming out in June. And it's by Steve, and it's going to explore the Australian era of the X-Men. I'm like, interesting. You have Steve writing this. And I'm like, he's not a bad writer, but like in the case of the Rogue Savage Land miniseries, why isn't Chris Claremont writing this? Because this is set during his era. Want to have read it? I have no idea. There's apparently, oh yeah, Wolverine's got time? Nope. Okay, so apparently there's going to be a event coming in 2027. Not this year. Hulk War, Infernal Rays coming out next year. So this year apparently celebrates 60 years of Black Panther, for Black Panther, of course. Let's see. I'm looking right now to see anything else I missed, because I'm sorry if I'm several months behind on some stuff, but I'm trying. I'm seriously trying. But I'm juggling all this, reading comics, watching all the anime, Toku stuff. I'm on break of Toku stuff right now, so I may be able to catch some stuff, maybe. But that depends on time. Yes, that highly depends upon time. Yeah. So Slott is apparently doing another book from Marvel, despite the fact he's still with DC. Brand New Day miniseries. Brand New Day series. I don't know if it's going to be ongoing. It doesn't say. It just says, particular Brand New Day, written by Dan Slott, Marcus 2, and Phil Jimenez as the artwork. Yeah, it seems like a revisiting of the... This is what we call Brand New Day. It looks like it's a revisiting of the early 2000s. Which, I don't have a big problem with that, per se, but why... The only reason I think they call it Brand New Day, because that's the next movie. Yes, believe it or not, next movie. I do know Venom had just celebrated 150 issues. I think it was 250 issues recently. So, eventually we'll catch up with it. And I think that's it. I think I've covered the Marvel news here. How about DC? Hmm? I don't see anything news for DC that piques my interest. Let's see if I can find anything here. I guess basically the only thing I can think of is DC, because DC, of course, has not been much big news per se. So, okay, looks like Stephanie Williams has come back for Wonder Woman for 35-36. I heard recently there was a story about her where the only reason why she got a job at Marvel was because they hired her because they love her Twitter threads. Yeah. So we have an Anita come out this year for Detective Comics. Yes. Let's see here. Well, I think I'm in here because I'm not. Oh, good gosh almighty. So, we have Megan Prince Martin doing a one-shot Hawk Girl Summer special. Hawk Girl Summer. Yes. So I mentioned my friend. I mentioned my haul video for Meg Orlando that I did see Megan Fitzmartin, and I walked past her. Simply because there was nothing I wanted to say to her at all. Probably because basically, if I did, I'd probably be yelling at her for basically trying to ruin one of my favorite characters. And I ran out of doing it in a public place at all. So as soon as I saw her, I just kept on walking. I was not happy with the fact Meg Orlando even invited her per se. If anybody's a fan of her, fine. I'm not. I thought her Tim Drake comic book was awful. It was nothing more than a piece of garbage of a book that should never be greenlit at all. It was awful idea. Awful. Okay, I'm not saying anything for DC, so probably just read the comics per se, but there's nothing really major DC news that I can see here. Not really, though. If there is, I haven't seen it. I haven't heard any news of any new comics per se. I had probably wait for solicits to come out. Yeah. Expect to see that soon. When? I don't know. So, that's it. Pretty much it. Took a video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Well, next up we have is, well, what is next, you might ask? Well, next is Commander X. Okay, next one. Bye.